evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday the 13th of May 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The opposition held its protest today at the main boulevard. Accompanied by his wife and young daughters, Democratic Party Chairman Lulzim Basha headed towards the square outside the Prime Minister's office, where the popular protest was held. Speaking before the protesters, the DP chairman said that the Albanian people have gathered for a big change and, according to him, nothing will be the same as of today. The DP chairman said that the Albanian people no longer recognise the old republic and that, as of today, the path towards the new republic has been declared. On February 18, we joined this square together to say stop. Stop to bad governance, to drugs, to the government's connection with crime. We demand free and fair elections as the foundation of democracy, of well-being, of security and of the European future for our country. We have formed a union that neither Albania, the Balkans nor Europe have ever seen before. We started this with one objective, free and fair elections, but today we are here for even more. We are here today for the biggest change in 27 years. Everything should change thanks to our union, to our resistance. We, the United Albanians, do not accept and do not recognise the old republic of crime and drugs. The old republic has only one agenda, getting rich, and the people's interests are not considered. We stand united to say stop to this scheme. We are united and we have told them that there cannot be elections without the opposition. There will only be elections with a provisional government that removes the criminals, fights against drugs, and returns trust and the guarantee for the free vote to the citizens, declared the DP chairman, adding that he considered the protest a successful referendum by Albanians in favour of the new republic. Expressing that the determination to not allow the holding of elections without the opposition, the DP chairman called on the citizens to be ready for the final march. Let's all declare the new republic. The history of the new republic has been sealed today with your presence in this square. Are you ready to stand united and to gather again in this square until the new republic is an institutional reality? Are you ready to continue this battle? I am asking you to resist, as God will bless us with victory. Let's pledge that what we established here today, the new republic, will not stop but will march towards victory, stated the DP chairman. After closing the protest, the DP chairman, accompanied by the former Prime Minister Sali Berisha, together with hundreds of protesters, marched down the boulevard and stopped at the memorial of the hero of democracy, Azem Haidari. The protesters accompanied the DP chairman to the DP headquarters, where he reiterated his determination to go through this battle and emphasised that the elections will only be held with the provisional government. The opposition's protest lasted for approximately 2 hours. Meanwhile, the protesters' tent continues to stay open outside the Prime Minister's office. Two MPs known to be critical of the Democratic Party, Mylinda Bregu and Bregu Topalli, have also joined the opposition's protest today. When asked by an Aura News journalist about the protest, the Democratic MP Topalli said that she joined to support all the citizens who are protesting for a better future. MP Topalli declared, "I am here to support any citizen who wants a better life, who is asking for a job, who is asking for a better perspective. Albanians deserve this, especially as so many have toyed with them in the past." In the last meetings of the Democratic Party parliamentary group, the Democrat MP Bregu criticised the DP chairman for refusing the proposed agreement for the entering of elections. Commenting on the letter the EU Commissioner for Enlargement, Johannes Hahn, addressed to the Albanian people, MP Bregu said that the Democratic Party is being blamed. Meanwhile, MP Topalli had earlier declared that the parliamentary boycott risks the existence of the Democratic Party and that the Democratic Party chairman does not consult his decisions with the parliamentary group. Around 2,500 state police officers were engaged to maintain order and security during the opposition's protest. Unlike other protests, there was a higher presence of police officers outside the Prime Minister's office after some information was obtained suggesting violent actions would occur during the protest. A cordon of police officers was stationed around the Prime Minister's office. They were unarmed but equipped with masks to protect against gases. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party had engaged 2,700 people, both members of the party and volunteers, in order to ensure a peaceful protest. Police officers were engaged at the top of the buildings to monitor any possible incidents. The entire protest was also observed by state police civil agents and state informative service agents who were engaged to help the police officers. It is learned that the additional police measures were taken after receiving information regarding possible violent actions from protesters. Having received the tip-off, the State Police Director held a meeting with the Prosecutor General at the Prosecutor's office just 2 hours before the protest. While last night the Anti-Terror Unit interrogated some people, mainly with criminal records, over suspicions of potential violent actions. The Anti-Terror Unit also questioned a US citizen who was called by Democratic Party to help with the organisation of the protest. The monitoring of today's protest was conducted by Ombudsman Totozani, combined with a group of experts from both the security sector and the National Mechanism for the Prevention of Torture. They focused their attention on the behaviour of police officers against the citizens. Following the conclusion of the protest, the Ombudsman praised the peaceful nature of the protesters, as well as measures taken by state police officers. The Ombudsman will now prepare a report on the protest, the behaviour of the protesters, and the reactions of state police officers. Prime Minister Rama was in Selenica today to present the Socialist Party's candidate in the area. The Prime Minister said that June 18 will pave the way for implementation of vetting and the opening of negotiations for membership in the European Union. Moments before the opposition started its protest, the Prime Minister accused the Democratic Party of having connections with corrupt judges and prosecutors in the current justice system, declaring, "The opposition is afraid of justice. The opposition's protest is a barricade for justice. The time has come to reformat the justice system. Vetting is the moment of truth. Vetting will liberate justice from dictatorship. The blocking of vetting will end on June 18. They know perfectly that by blocking vetting and openly protecting corrupt judges and prosecutors, they cannot ask for the citizens' vote. Those who lead the Democratic Party and those who continue to head the justice system are connected to each other. That's why they do not want the elections. That's why they do not want justice. But we will stop them on June 18. The new Parliament will vote on vetting." The Prime Minister also called on Democratic citizens to join the Socialist Party on June 18, leaving the DP chairman and Sally Berisha at what he called the tent of shame. Dozens of members from the LGBTI community and their supporters have marched for about an hour in the capital seeking more rights. The message of the parade was that the LGBTI community will no longer remain in hiding. The representatives of the community said that this is the time for the government to implement laws. The LGBTI parade took place on the same day as the opposition's protest. The LGBTI representatives said that their parade was held on a Saturday because the members of the community are at work. Meanwhile, some citizens joined the parade simply to show their support to the LGBTI community in Albania. The President of the Republic, Nishani, has honoured the sacrifice of Kosovar fighters and patriots. The President laid wreaths at the tomb of Kosovo's former President, Ibrahim Rugova, to the memorial of Adam Yashari and the statue of Commander Zahir Bayaziti. During his visit to Kosovo, the President of the Republic, Nishani, honoured the sacrifice and contribution of the warriors who gave their life for the freedom of the state of Kosovo. The President said that the massacre of Racak told the world and sensitised the international opinion about the crimes committed by Serbia against the population of Kosovo. Speaking at the conclusion of the memorial, the President announced Racak should be a place of pilgrimage for all Albanians, wherever they may reside now. The head of the state also stopped at the Haradinaj family, where he awarded the heroes Luan and Shkelzen Haradinaj with the title The Honour of the Nation for their contribution towards the freedom of Kosovo. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Alexandra, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.